हेलो दोस्तों, बिजनेस पॉइंट में आपका स्वागत है। और अभी हम कर रहे हैं करंट अफेयर्स। ठीक है। लीडर्स स्पीक ऑफ तमिल प्राइड येट साइन लेटर्स इन इंग्लिश। पीएम मोदी इन रामेश्वरम। रामेश्वरम में मोदी ने कहा है कि तमिल में तो साइन करने पर गर्व करते हैं, पर इंग्लिश में नहीं, बोलने पर, तमिल बोलने पर तो गर्व करते हैं, पर साइन किस में करते हैं? इंग्लिश में करते हैं। Prime Minister Narendra Modi on said Sunday took a pointed dig at Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin amid the ongoing debate over the three-language policy. Addressing a public gathering in Rameswaram after inaugurating the new Pamban railway bridge, the Prime Minister said that although he regularly receives letters from Tamil Nadu leaders, none of them are signed in Tamil. Sometimes I am surprised when I receive letters from some leaders of Tamil Nadu, none of them are signed in Tamil. If we are truly proud of Tamil, then I would request everyone to at least sign their names in Tamil, PM Modi said, emphasizing the importance of embracing and promoting one's native language. Flood threat: Vadodara launches rapid river deepening project. The Gujarat government has launched large-scale work under the Vishwamitri River project aimed at enhancing the river's flow capacity and improving the management of urban water bodies. An official stated that the project, currently in full swing, seeks to increase the Vishwamitri River's water carrying capacity by 40% within a target period of 100 days. Last year, Vadodara experienced surf flooding, which caused widespread damage to infrastructure and led to displacement of residents. Determined to prevent a recurrence of such devastation, the government has fast-tracked river rejuvenation efforts. These include deepening and widening the Vishwamitri River, along with containing key water bodies such as Ajwa Salp, Pratappura Sarovar, Dena Lake, several city canals. Healthy start, hopeful future. Gujarat's transformative healthcare journey. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of Swasth Bharat, Samriddh Bharat has served as the guiding force behind Gujarat's remarkable progress in maternal and child health care under CM Bhupendra Patel. In alignment with the 2025 World Health Day theme, Healthy Start, Hopeful Future, with initiative focused on empowering women and improving neonatal care, Gujarat has halved its maternal mortality rate from 112 112 2011 to 2013 to 57 2020. Over 14 lakh pregnant women annually receive timely checkups, immunization, and nutrition services. The state has also established 121 first referral units, 135 blood storage units, and 20 maternity ICU, achieving an institutional delivery rate 99.97%. Samsung seeks ways to cushion blow from US tariffs. Tech giant Samsung Electronics may need to overhaul its global production strategy as new US reciprocal tariffs could significantly impact its smartphone business, industry source said on Sunday. Last week, US President Donald Trump announced plans to impose a minimum 10% baseline tariff on all imports to the United States, along with country-specific reciprocal tariffs, including a 25% duty on goods from South Korea. The reciprocal tariffs, covering most product categories except for items such as vehicles, semiconductors, and pharmaceuticals, are set to take effect from Wednesday US times, according to HAP news agency. Experts and industry analysts noted that Samsung Electronics will need to adapt to the US tariff policy by leveraging its strategy of diversifying production bases. Sri Lanka released 14 Indian fishermen during PM Modi's visit. In a significant gesture underscoring growing bilateral goodwill, Sri Lanka on Sunday released 14 Indian fishermen during the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the island nation. The release followed detailed discussions between PM Modi and Sri Lankan President Anurag Kumara. via snake earlier on Saturday, during which the long-standing issue of fishermen's arrests was taken up. The Prime Minister, during his remarks at a joint press briefing, said, "We discussed the fishermen's issue. We agreed that we should move forward in this matter with a humane approach. We stressed the immediate release of the fishermen and the return of their boats. The arrest of Indian fishermen, primarily from Tamil Nadu by Sri Lankan authorities for alleged poaching in Sri Lankan waters, has been a recurring point of tension. India's forex reserves rise to USD 665.4 billion, biggest jump in nearly 5 months, RBI. India's foreign exchange reserves continued their upward momentum, rising by USD 6.596 billion to USD 665.396 billion has of March 28, the highest weekly gain in nearly 5 months, as per RBI data. This substantial increase is the highest in nearly 5 months, following a period of decline. According to RBI data, forex reserves have cumulatively increased by USD 20.1 billion over the past 3 weeks, with about USD 6.6 billion added in the latest reporting week. Experts attribute the earlier declines to shaken investor confidence in Indian equity markets. As of March 28, the data shows that gold reserves stood at USD 77.79 billion, while foreign currency assets were valued at USD 565.14 billion. During the same period, the Indian rupee appreciated by 0.6% against the USD dollar. This appreciation is seen as a sign of renewed foreign investment confidence in the Indian stock markets. It was a great honor meeting PM Modi, say Sri Lanka's 1996 World Cup winning cricketers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Sri Lanka on Saturday for an official visit and took time out of his busy schedule to meet the members of the 1996 ODI World Cup winning Sri Lanka team. It was a great honor to meet him personally, as the 96 team. We talked about sports during 1996, how we won the World Cup and how we beat India, as well as the future of Sri Lanka. It went really well. Honorable Prime Minister, I think, follows cricket. He knows everything as a leader, being the most powerful person in Southeast Asia. His cricket knowledge is very good. He knows about cricket, talked about the 1996 World Cup. Sanat Janasuriya, Arvinda D. Saliva, and asked me about how we beat India, said former left arm pacer Chaminda Was. President Draupadi Murmu gives assent to Buff Amendment Bill. President Draupadi Murmu has given her assent to the Waqf Bill Amendment Bill 2025, which was passed by Parliament during its budget session. The President also gave her assent to the Musalman Waqf Repeal Bill 2025, which was also passed by Parliament. The Law Ministry issued notification on Saturday saying that the President has given her assent to the two bills. The Rajya Sabha passed the bill on Friday with 128 votes in favor and 95 against, while the Lok Sabha cleared the bill after a lengthy debate, with 2028 members voting in favor and 32 opposing it. Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the passage of the Waqf Amendment Bill 2025 was a watershed movement and that it would help the marginalized who have been denied both voice and opportunity. India and Sri Lanka sign updated agreement on defense cooperation during PM Modi's visit. Several key agreements, including on defense cooperation, development of Trikonmalai as an energy hub, were signed following the bilateral discussions held between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Sri Lankan President Anurag Kumara at the Presidential Secretariat in Colombo on Saturday. Other MOUs signed included on implementation of HVDC interconnection for import and export of power, on cooperation in the field of sharing, successful digital solution implemented at population scale for digital transformation, on multi-sectoral grant assistance for eastern province, on cooperation in the field of health and medicine, and on Pharmacopial Corporation. Prime Minister Modi also announced comprehensive capacity building program in India covering 700 Sri Lankans annually. India's grant assistance for the development of Trikonsaram temple in Trincobalai, Sita Ahilya temple in Nuara Alaya, and Scared City Complex project in Anuradhapura. The exposition of Lord Buddha relies Likis in Sri Lanka on International Vesak Day 2025, as well as the conclusion of bilateral amendatory agreements of debate restructuring. US starts collection Trump's new 10% tariffs, smashing global trade norms. US Customs against begin collecting President Donald Trump's unilateral 10% tariff on all imports from many countries on Saturday, with higher levies on goods from 57 larger trading partners due to start next week. The initial 10% baseline tariff took effect at US seaports, airports, and customs warehouse at 12:01 a.m. ET, ushering in Trump's full rejection of the post-World War II system of mutually agreed tariff rates. "This is the single biggest trade action of our lifetime," said Kelly Anshaw, a trade lawyer at Hogan Lovells and former White House trade advisor during Trump's first term. Sri Lanka confers its highest honor for global leaders on PM Modi. In a grand recognition of his efforts to strengthen India-Sri Lanka ties, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was on Saturday conferred with the Sri Lanka Mitra Vibhushana, the Iceland nation's highest civilian honor for heads of state and government. The prestigious award was presented by Sri Lankan President Anura Kumara Diasniki during a joint press briefing in Colombo, instituted specifically to honor global leaders of nations maintaining friendly relations with Sri Lanka. The award reflects a deep appreciation of their solidarity and goodwill towards the Sri Lankan people. I am pleased to announce that the government of Sri Lanka has decided to confer upon PM Modi the highest Sri Lanka honor, Sri Lanka Mitra Vibhushana, President Diasneke said. PM Modi accorded ceremonial welcome in Sri Lanka. Prime Minister Narendra Modi received a grand ceremonial welcome at the Independence Square in Colombo on Saturday, as Sri Lankan President Anura Kumara Diasneke hosted him during his state visit to the island nation. This marks PM Modi's fourth visit to Sri Lanka since 2014 and his first since President Diasneke assumed office. The ceremony was attended by Sri Lankan Prime Minister Herani Kumarasuriya and key members of Diasnake's cabinet. PM Modi arrived in Colombo late on Saturday evening from Bangkok following his participation in the 6th BIMSTEC summit. The invitation for the visit was extended by the Sri Lanka president during his maiden official trip in India in December last year. SpaceX ULA Blue Origin clinch $13.5 billion Pentagon launch contracts. Elon Musk, SpaceX, United Launch Alliance, and Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin on Friday won U.S. Space Force rocket launch contracts worth a combined $13.5 billion through 2029 to send some of the Pentagon's most sensitive and complex satellites into space. The Space Force's flagship National Security Space Launch Procurement Program will assign roughly 54 missions through 2029 in incremental task orders, according to its Space System Command Office. SpaceX awarded 28 of the missions, won $5.9 billion. ULA, the joint venture of Boeing and Lockheed, won $5.3 billion for 19 missions. Blue Origin got 7 missions worth a combined $2.3 billion, with those planned for launching a later year. Stand Up India scheme marks 7 years of empowering marginalized entrepreneurs, sanctions over 61,000 crore in loans. Marking a significant milestone, the Stand Up India scheme has completed 7 years since its launch on April 5, 2016, initiated by the Ministry of Finance under the banner of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The scheme was designed to empower scheduled caste, SC scheduled tribes, ST and women entrepreneurs by facilitating bank loans for setting up new enterprises. Over the years, the Stand Up India scheme has evolved from a funding initiative into a transformative movement that has nurtured entrepreneurial dreams, generated employment, and contributed to inclusive economic growth. Since its inception, the scheme has seen a steady increase in sanctioned loan amounts from 16,085.07 crore has March 31, 2019 to a remarkable rupees 61,020.41 crore March 17, 2025. This growth underscored the expanding outreach and impact of the scheme across the nation. India expands national telemental health program. Over 2 million calls handled. New mobile app launched. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has provided an update on the National Telemental Health Program (NTMHP), highlighting significant strides in expanding mental health services across India. As of April 1, 2025, a total of 36 states and union territories have established 53 telemanas cells offering round-the-clock telemental health services in 20 languages as per regional preferences. The helpline has handled over 20 lakh 500 calls, reflecting the increasing need for accessible mental health support nationwide. Launched on October 10, 2022, the NTMHP function has the digital extension of the district mental health program. The primary objective of the initiative is to ensure universal access to equitable, affordable, and high quality mental health care by providing 24 into 7 telemental health counseling services through the toll free number 14416. The program aims to reach every individual seeking support, regardless of location. Parliament passes the Protection of Interest in Aircraft Objects Bill 2025. The Protection of Interest in Aircraft Objects Bill 2025, introduced by Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu, was passed in the Lok Sabha on April 3, following its earlier approval in the Rajya Sabha, with both houses clearing the legislation. This marks the second major aviation reform under his leadership. The bill aims to align India's aircraft leasing and financing ecosystem with global standards, providing a critical boost to investor confidence in the country's rapidly growing aviation market. It builds on the framework of the Cape Town Convention of 2001, which sought to simplify and standardize international leasing agreements. Although India formally adopted this convention in 2008, gaps in legal enforcement led to higher leasing costs, typically 8 to 10% higher than in other nations. This legislation aims to address those gaps, ensuring legal certainty for aircraft financiers and reducing costs for Indian carriers. India and Nepal strengthen ties at BIMSTEC summit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday met with his Nepalese counterpart KP Sharma Oli on the sidelines of the 6th BIMSTEC summit in Bangkok. The meeting underscored the strong bilateral relations between the two neighboring nations and reinforced their commitment to further deepening cooperation. The leaders reviewed the progress of key areas of collaboration, including physical and digital connectivity, energy cooperation, and people to people exchanges, expressing satisfaction over the advancements in these domains. Both prime ministers emphasized the importance of sustaining the momentum for a multifaceted partnership that benefits citizens of the both countries. India-Myanmar energy ties set to deepen, says Indian envoy Abhay Thakur. India and Myanmar are set to deepen their energy cooperation with several key initiatives currently underway. According to Abhay Thakur, India's ambassador to Myanmar, the growing partnership is expected to be driven by the strategic agreements and sectoral collaboration, including in shipping, solar energy, and trade. Speaking to ANI on Friday, Ambassador Thakur said, "We have a number of reasons why India-Myanmar Energy Corporation would be more intense in the future. A coastal shipping agreement which is in the works would make this energy corporation, particularly gasoline and diesel supplies, attractive for Myanmar." He also pointed to India's ongoing efforts to enhance bilateral trade mechanisms, stating, "We are also working hard to increase the volume of the rupee chart settlement trade." Highlighting collaboration in renewable energy, the ambassador emphasized the importance of solar initiatives. "We also have collaboration, including in particular in the solar energy sector under the joint working groups on power." All of this put together has the potential of boosting India Myanmar Energy Corporation। और इसी के साथ करंट अफेयर्स हो जाती है आपकी समाप्त।